I do hope we have all learned a lot from what Sheikh Noor just said to us now. And I really want us to hold on tight to those things. How many people here are single? All the single ladies, raise up your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm serious. I'm not single. No, single ladies only. Raise it like you mean it. Okay, now, those ladies that are not single, raise up your hands. Is it? Okay, those who are not sure whether they are single or married, raise up your hand. One person is complicated. That's really complicated. Subhanallah. Wait, it sounds funny, right? It happened once. There was a lady. She was to fill a form. We used to have, at Bainakum, before we started calling it Bainakum, we used to call it Muslim Marriage School. That's MMS, Muslim Marriage School. That's what we used to call it. So she was to fill a form, registration form. And on the form, we ask, if you are married, you tick yes. If you are not married, you tick that. For those who are married, there's a portion for their husbands to sign, that they have permitted their wives to attend our Muslim marriage school. And for those who are not married, there's a portion for their parents to sign. So there's a particular lady who asked that how is she going to sign, or how is she going to fill in this form? I said, why? Just pick one. If you are married, this one. If you are, she said she knows, but she's not sure if she's married or not. Yes, she had actually married, but she had been abandoned by her husband for 2 years. So you can see it's complicated. So what we did was we brought the matter up. We went to court, went to Sharia court, and the man set her free. She eventually got married normally, and then she moved on with her life. So some relationships can be so complicated. So it's not such a joke when somebody raised hand at 2 times. When I say, if you are married, raise your hand. If you are not married, raise up your hand. If you don't know which one it is, raise up your hand. And there are so many people who don't really know what it is. Honestly. People don't know what is it. You know, some marriages now, the husband and wife, they are just looking at each other, wondering who is going to die first. You know, if you die first, I'll have my life back. If I die first, I'll go rest. So they're just wondering. They're just like, That's the husband. The wife will be like, So you can see that kind of situation. They are married like they are not married. They are together as if they are not together. Sometimes marriages become trap for some people. You know, when you feel trapped, this guy, you can't leave him and you can't stay. Many people feel trapped once in a while like that. Some of them feel confused, they feel disturbed, they feel sad. This is not what they wanted, this is not what they bargained for. A lady with very nice idea of what a husband should be. He should be like that, he should be like that. It should be like Noor. It should be like Mink. People have so much ideas, fantasies. You've read a lot of Riyadus Salihin. You've read a lot of hadith of the Prophet. You've attended ta'aleems. You have attended sister circles. And you've learned a whole lot of these things. But why is it that when you now have to marry, you go marry somebody who is entirely opposite to yourself? Do you know it happens? Smart babes marry dumb guys. Haven't you seen that before? Very nice and jovial man will go marry a lady that is... I don't know how to describe her. She does her mouth as if somebody forced her to eat cockroach. She doesn't smile, she doesn't laugh, she doesn't joke, she doesn't do anything, she's just there like that. Then you'll be like, brother, assalamu alaikum, inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Then you will not know whether to congratulate him for the wife he has married or to pity him. When you can't say subhanallah, you can't say alhamdulillah, say inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. You'll be like, what kind of destiny is this? Then you begin to believe in destiny. But why? Do you know why? It's a long story. If we want to begin to talk about why now, we are going to remain here for a very long time. But I'm going to leave that why till maybe when there's question and answer, if anybody remembers to ask. Then we may say, maybe this is one of the reasons, maybe this is one of the reasons, maybe it could be like this, could be like that. There are many reasons, but I know you all agree with me that people make so many wrong choices. Sometimes they feel they were deceived. You know, some lady will be like, he was pretending, I didn't know that's who he is. She knows. Many ladies know it, but they ignore it. They feel they have love. They feel they can fix it. They feel they can handle it. A lady will be like, well, Ustaz, don't you understand? Inna Allah ma'a sabirin. And she's obviously going to make a wrong choice. So it happens. Some people are very lucky. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made divorce to be a blessing for a lot of people who have faith and believe in Allah. But for those who want to hold on to what doesn't exist, they will remain like that for a very long time. And you know what? Guess what? Allah doesn't care. Allah doesn't care. Sometimes you will suffer and Allah will compensate you for suffering. And sometimes you suffer for nothing, nada, nothing, no reward for your suffering because you chose it by yourself. Now, let me quickly mention these as duties, things that should be done for those who are married. If you are not married, I pray you'll be looking forward to that. I also talk about things to avoid, and I also talk about things to do. Which one should I start with? Things to avoid. Okay. Number one, if you are married or not married, or you are thinking of getting married, anger. Amongst the ways through which Shaitan enters into relationship most is through anger. Alongside with anger comes resentment. Alongside with resentment comes with not willing to forgive one another. Now, you are yet to marry somebody like Sheikh was just talking to you about now. You are yet to marry somebody and he's already hanging up on you. You are yet to marry somebody, he's already slapping you. No, he slapped me. He slapped me. So why did he slap you? You start, don't blame him, it was my fault. I got him angry. Imagine somebody talking like that. I got him angry. He's already slapping you, he's already beating you, he's already banging the door on you. He's already using swear words at you. That's a red flag. Run. Run like you mean it. Anger, when people are married, if they cannot forgive one another, then anger will ruin that marriage. Tell me about it. Many problems in marriages now is because somebody is angry at another person. Most of the time, angers that will not go away. Number two is sadness. When there's too much sadness in a marriage, there will always be a problem. When people make each other sad, that marriage is going moribund. What's the opposite of sadness? Happiness. If you don't go all out to make each other happy, that marriage is traveling on Titanic. It may not come back. And the third one is fear. When there's too much fear, fear brings suspicion. Who are you talking to? Who is talking to you? Why did you smile when that brother was greeting you? Why did you snap picture with Sheikh Mink? You see, fear. Wait, what kind of a husband put passwords in his phone? What kind of a man does that? Oh, okay, they're not saying anything. What kind of a woman reads her husband's text messages? What kind of a woman are you that your husband will password his phone? And whenever you are around, if he has phone call, he will go to the bathroom. And he spend like 1 hour in the bathroom. Because he knows that you don't trust him. And he too is afraid of you. Now you see how these things go hand in hand now? Anger, sadness, and fear. Those are the things that will surely ruin a marriage. Then which other one did I say we are going to talk about? Duties. Things to do. Number one, respect one another. If there's no respect, there's no marriage. A man can do anything for you so long as you respect him. There's no food you can give a man to eat. If you don't add respect, he will vomit. Even if you want to call him a stupid man, if you can do that with respect, he will just smile. Even if you want to abuse his mother, like, oh, darling, your mother behaves like a witch sometimes. You know, that's one thing I like about her. She's a no-nonsense woman. She can be so cruel sometimes, you know. If you can do that with respect, we just must say, leave mama alone. She's like that. Be like, you know, whenever I'm looking at your father, I remember Tabati Adabi Lahab. If you can say that with respect, he will not be angry. Look, ladies, it is not just beauty. It's not just your ability to cook like a dream. If you don't know how to respect a man, you will not enjoy a marriage with him. I'm not saying you should turn yourself to a doormat. But I'm saying real, strong, well-intentioned respect. And a man, when somebody respects you, you have to respect yourself. If a woman respects you, respect yourself. You don't shout on her. You don't hit her. You don't abuse her. You don't insult her. When a woman respects you, she's respecting Allah because Allah says she should. And similar to respect is obedience. There's nothing a man will not do with a woman that's obedient. Your husband will say, do this. Say, why? Many ladies do that. Even if Rasulullah will come and say, do this, she will ask him, Ya Rasulullah, why do I have to do that? People who cannot listen to simple instructions, they want to question the husband to bring his hujjah for saying that. Many of the women that you see have problems because of lack of obedience. Lack of obedience. You got to learn how to obey. It doesn't remove anything from you. In fact, in my own opinion, it takes extra maturity to be able to obey. It takes extra humility to be able to obey. It takes extra wisdom to know that obedience is what can only be done by people who are intelligent. You don't gain anything from being disobedient. I'm not saying that, well, you have to, do this and that kind of thing. But simple obedience. Your husband says, I don't like that. You don't have to ask him to prove it that he doesn't like it. You don't have to ask him to show you the hadith that says he shouldn't like it. He just doesn't like it, and that means he does not like it. Some ladies will be that, well, I will never apologize. After all, what did I do wrong? No! You don't know how marriage works that way. And the same thing goes to brothers too. If a woman is obedient, then you should fear Allah more because she's obedient to Allah through you. You don't command her to do what she cannot do or put a burden on her that she cannot bear. Because she should be obedient, you begin to commandeer her. Hey, sit down there. Why are you looking at me? Don't talk. Keep quiet. Shut up. Sit down. Stand up. Sleep. Die. Stop breathing. Then you just begin to back orders like that. No. A real man doesn't enforce obedience. You earn it. If you are obedient to Allah, your wife will be obedient to you. Unless if she wants to offend Allah. And you don't give somebody a task she cannot bear. You know that she's going out. She may not come back till 5 p.m. If there's traffic, maybe about 6 p.m. And you'll be like, look, if you don't get back to this house by 4 o'clock, consider yourself divorced. Ah! What is there now? What is there? Minene. What is it? What is it, Mr. Husband? Many of them you see will behave like a lion. He wants to, what? No, it doesn't work that way. And I'll tell you how it works. The third one is commitment. I've mentioned respect, obedience, commitment. You have to be committed. Marriages can be very tough sometimes. If you are not committed, you will always quarrel, you will always fight, you will always find fault, you will not know any peace. You have to be committed because you have to know that this is the one you've got for now and you've got to make it work. You have to be committed because anybody that's going to be gold will have to pass through the furnace. It takes special heat, a lot of heat, hot water, before the tea bag can let out the flavor. Marriages have trials, they have tests, they have hardship, they have disappointment. There's nothing in this world that marriages don't have. But if you are committed, there are certain things you will know that this is just a passing phase. It just happens. For example, 0 to 5 years, there will be serious quarrels. At least on 2 occasions, you will feel like divorcing one another. From 6 to 10 years, there will be serious problems. You will regret marrying each other. You'll be like, who put me to this? Subhanallah. It's until after 10 years before you can say you are now married. Do you understand? Meaning that 0 to 10 years, you are just still learning to balance up. So if you are not committed, you may not last the first 5 years. And finally, the things that I want you to put to practice, if you want your marriage to be nice, is POD. P for play. Play very well. Did you notice that most couples don't play? I'm not talking about being in the bedroom and stuff like that. Just play. Remember how the Prophet and Aisha radiallahu anha used to race? They used to play. Ask many couples you see and ask them, how do you play? Do they play? They don't know how to play, but they know how to quarrel. Now think about it. Professors of quarrel, men who have PhD quarrel. They don't know how to play with their wives. They don't know how to sport. They don't know how to make her laugh. They don't have any games. They don't have any of, just relaxation. If you don't play, you always have problem. Learn to play. Nice plays. Games. Honestly, if you don't know what to do, even video games, husband and wife, do it together. Many couples don't do these things. If you say, what of Ludo game? They say, no. They say it's haram. Nah, it's haram. What of playing card? Nah, it's haram. Okay, which one you want to do now? No, it's not all plays that are haram. Honestly, in terms of marriage, some fiqhus will forgive you. Just play, husband, just play and sweat. I've been going around some people's homes. I did not find, and I'm serious, I did not find this table tennis stuff. Table tennis. I don't see couples have it. They never thought they should have it. If I were a scholar, I would pass a fatwa that amongst the things a woman should be provided for when she's getting married, he said, thank God I'm not a scholar. I will have made it, I'll make it makruh for you not to have table tennis and things to play with in your marriage. I mean, why don't we play? What is the big deal? Why don't people play? Please ask couples, why don't you play? Do you play? Secondly, remember the others. That's the O. Remember the others. That is community, connection. Attend Islamic programs. Attend sister circles. Mingle with fellow sisters like you that will influence what is good in your life. Apart from this one woman event, many of you don't attend any program, true or false. Why? You need to have people. You need to have support. You need to have sisters that you think in the same way. According to one research, you are as intelligent as the average of 5 closest friends to you. And you are as imanic. I'm using that language. Your iman is as good as the iman of 5 closest friends you have. But you don't have friends who attend programs. You don't have friends who have any knowledge of the deen. This is a bad idea. In other words, move close to others that will influence what is good about your life. And the last one, the D part of it, is that take care of your downtime. Downtime. What do I mean by this? Time to sleep. Time to rest. Time to relax. The downtime is when you unwind, you switch off all phones, you switch off the TV, and you are just by yourselves, husband and wife. You just like chill. And if possible, just sleep. Have enough sleep so that you don't behave like a mad person. You get erratic, you get irritated, you get, pissed off. Sorry for saying that in a public gathering. You get just so angry over everything because you never had enough sleep. Sleep well and rest well and relax. That way you will see that life is very sweet and marriages are very sweet too. I pray that should make it easy for us. So I said duties, respect, obedience, and commitment. Don't, I said anger, sadness, and fear. And the things I recommend play, connection with others, and respect your downtime. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Now you see why I call him the love doctor.